welcome to Sports by Compion. My name, of course, is your host, Stephen Compion, and I'm joined here by a man who played his first rugby ever in the great country of New Zealand against a phenomenal rugby team. But our man, Mr. Honest Abe himself, went fully into battle with no fear in his heart. And now he will face less severe competition. Mr. Honest Abe, Abraham himself joins the pod. Sir, how are you?
I am doing amazing. I'm doing great. I'm
We
ready to
love to
play
hear
some
it.
rugby.
Yeah, man, the season's coming soon enough. We're happy you're here to join us, though, to talk some NFL football. That's right, Honest Abe. We are in the final four teams. There's only three more NFL teams games left to be played, and we will find out who the new Super Bowl champion will be. So for that, let's just hop on into this. What do you say, buddy? We'll find out what we're picking, what we're doing, and we're starting off on the AFC side. The New England Patriots, the Drake May led boys, head to Mile High Stadium to take on the Denver Broncos, who will be without Bo Nix for this game. Very exciting times. The Denver Bronco fans must be sweating. Bo Nix having an ankle fracture apparently in the third to last play. If it is the play that we think it is, ridiculous design by Sean Payton. I'm not sure what exactly he was doing there, and Bo maybe takes a tough stumble or something, and now you got your star quarterback out, and they take on another second-year quarterback in Drake May. What will happen, Abe? What are we feeling with this whole thing?
You know, I love the Broncos. I'm actually from Denver, Colorado. And so my heart and soul is with the Broncos.
Love that.
Uh, I'm not sure what Sean Payton was doing with that last play either. After watching it, and I don't know, within 15 minutes, everybody's phones were blowing up saying Bo Nix fractured his ankle. And I'm like, there is no way. But with their backup quarterback, hasn't taken a snap in almost 3 seasons.
Mr. Jared Stidham
I
himself.
man,
And they're not playing an easy New England Patriots team that had multiple takeaways against CJ Stroud, 4 interceptions in the first half. Now that secondary will face as you mentioned, Jared Stidham, who may be a little out of practice, getting his first game time in a while in an AFC championship game. It doesn't get too much more crazy than that. People are trying to compare this to the Nick Foles run, but Foles came in towards the end of that season and had the whole playoff run to get warmed up, not just thrust right into the championship game, huh?
I agree. This is I don't know. I hate to say this, but I'm gonna have to take the New England Patriots. I'm gonna have to trust in Drake May and getting the job done against the Broncos because, like what you've said, May's played this whole season. He has played better than what a rookie, pretty much quarterback should play. A very new green quarterback, and I don't think the Broncos really have a chance unless their defense really steps it up, and unless their run game is exceptional because there's just so much uncertainty. But
I guess we're about to find out if
I'm putting my money on May on this one. So May the 4th be with you. May the dollars be with you that the Patriots take on the Broncos.
Yeah, I guess we're going to find out if the old saying defense wins championships is true. This is a phenomenal Denver defense. They do lead the league in sacks at 68, which is just an insane amount of sacks actually for a season. But yeah, they definitely will have their work cut out for them. Maybe not getting too much offensive production. The Denver Broncos maybe will try to lean heavily on their run game, led by J.K. Dobbins as well as R.J. Harvey. Oh man, this is a tall task for the Denver Broncos out their top quarterback, and they take on a pretty hot New England team that just has been mauling teams, taking care of business. They handled business against Houston, just made them uncomfortable, CJ Stroud uncomfortable all day. And now Drake hasn't been the best in this playoff so far, so maybe the Mile High crowd could get to him. Maybe this pass rush might make them uncomfortable. But it's certainly a tall ass task here, and I'm with you. I think I'm going New England Patriots for this one as well. Have they had the easiest run to Super Bowl we've ever seen? Maybe,
Uh, I'll say yes.
maybe, huh? It's
I'll say yes. I'll say I can't. I mean, like who? If you had to say who's their toughest opponent that they've played before the playoffs, like before their championship, who? I mean, who's toughest team that they beat?
probably the Bills, I guess you could say. You know,
And we have to say what that the Bills. This is probably their worst team that they've had in the last 5 seasons, right?
true, true, true. Yeah, it's been interesting. They will have to face a very powerful NFC team in the Super Bowl, so it's not going to all be roses and cupcakes, but we'll have to see how it goes. They do have to get past these Denver Broncos first, and if they drop the ball against the Broncos, man, that will be quite a disappointment for the New England Patriots fans. But then again, they do have multiple Super Bowls, and I don't think they need another. But I do think they will find their way into that Super Bowl championship. Drake May, MVP's front runner. It's funny that we have both the quarterbacks who are MVP front runners still in this hunt right now. So this is time for either one of them to prove that they're the guy, set themselves apart from the other ones, and we're just got to see if that's enough. Drake May actually has been pretty hot. Was it just last week? No, it couldn't have been. This might be like the playoffs in general, season stats and such. Okay. Well, anyway, we're not going to confuse it too much here. We've both picked the New England Patriots for this one. Let's head over to the NFC side, where we got an NFC West rivalry taking place again. The Seattle Seahawks had to take out both of their NFC West opponents, who they've faced multiple times throughout this year. They now have to go to battle yet again. It's that NFC West is just absolutely stacked. It seems. What do you think about that, Abe?
I mean, after I think almost everybody watched a Seahawks 49er game. And if there's one thing for certain, the Seattle Seahawks look more like a Super Bowl team than anybody.
Yeah. They play like they did against the 49ers. This should be a walkthrough for them. Because they won that game in the opening kickoff, apparently. Yeah. Their defense is just playing on another level right now.
All I saw were their green cleats just dancing in the end zone. I mean, it was just they were just more physical. They just wanted it more, and I mean, they don't have all the injuries. Like, look at everybody else. They all have injuries, and if you want to see like who has the least amount of injuries, I'm pretty sure I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure Seattle has the least amount of injuries. Even though who did they just lose? They lost one of their running backs, didn't they? Who did they lose? They lost someone against the Niners. But
I don't think it was Kenneth Walker who's been on an
no, it wasn't Walker. It was someone though.
Yeah, Walker's been great in this last couple weeks. Leading up into the playoffs as well. He's been great. So it's been awesome to watch him just really come into his own. As somebody who drafted him in fantasy football, it's a little disappointing he couldn't figure this out a little sooner in the year. Would have liked that. But it is a contract year for him, so he's going to get paid by somebody. It might be Seattle. It might be another team in the NFL. But right now he's hot, and I think he might have the juice to get the Seahawks over the top. That's what you want to be able to do in the playoffs. If you could run the ball successfully in the playoffs, that's huge.
I agree.
So, and on the other side, of course, we have the Rams. The other MVP frontrunner, Mr. Matthew Stafford himself, throw the ball to Puka Nacua, throw the ball to Devontae Adams. Bears fans may be a little upset after that Devontae Adams catch was called a catch, and Bills fans, and the Brandon Cooks one was not called a catch. So, I don't think the NFL has any idea what a catch is at this point, Abe.
I agree. It's like it's a SpongeBob meme where he's showing Patrick a wallet, and he's like, "So this is your ID?" He's like, "Yep." And he's like, "This is a catch." He's like, "Yep." He's like, "This is your like cash, your paperwork or whatever." And Patrick or the rest were like, "Yep." And then it's like, therefore, this must be your wallet. And the refs are like, no, that is not a catch. And it's like, bro, it's like, no, it's not your wallet. And it's like, I
Yeah,
feel that you have to be able to call it the same way both times. Granted, it was different officiating staffs. But I mean, there has to be some sort of consistency on what you consider having control the ball 2 steps. I mean, you have to. There has to be a fine print rule that says, hey, this is a catch, and we can't just keep on having these heartbreaking calls that everyone's like, was it a catch? Was it an interception? Like,
I think White said it well for the Buffalo Bills. Man, these refs don't even know ball. Let's stop letting them make the call games and be the pivotal point. But hey, you can trace it back to Josh Allen's multiple turnovers. Certainly didn't help the case of winning for the Buffalo Bills. He feels guilty enough about it. Sean McDermott loses his job over it. So the Bills are certainly having their repercussions for defeat. But anyway, all that to say, the Rams did get on the right side of that call. They did get the call, and they did beat ultimately the Cinderella story, if you will, of the NFC, and take out the Chicago Bears. A lot of disappointed Bears fans, but they're excited about what the future holds with Caleb Williams, and as they should be.
I mean,
Colson,
I agree. Having what Ben Johnson coming there from the Lions, and then oh my gosh, the Bears have a winning record, and by goodness golly, they're in the playoffs.
yeah. And then they beat their heated rival in the Green Bay Packers on some crazy comeback stuff. So it's certainly very interesting what's been transpiring here. But either way, we got Rams, we got Seahawks. Sammy Darnold, will he be the first quarterback from that 2018 class to reach the Super Bowl, which is kind of crazy with the amount of studs that were in that 2018 class? That Sammy Darnold, the one that everyone wrote off, may be the first one to reach the promised land. Well, you just can't write this stuff.
He's
you
like
know?
oh my goodness, he's like a Baker Mayfield. I mean,
Yeah.
like you get totally written off. You have a phenomenal season with the Vikings, and then you're told to go take a hike. And
Vikings might be regretting that decision
yeah,
right
I
about
think the
now with
Vikings are regretting that with what? Who did they have? Nine, and nine's been
Mr.
hurt like how many times?
Yep, Mr. Glass Cannon himself, JJ McCarthy, has not been able to stay on the field. Maybe the disappointment of these second-year quarterbacks, with a lot of guys like Caleb Williams, Drake May, all making the playoffs. Bo Nix, of course, and then you got JJ McCarthy not quite doing his thing. But anyway, this is more of the veterans over here on the NFC. With these Seahawks and Rams, this will definitely be a tightly contested game. I am curious to see who will come out on top of this. The Rams have kind of been finding ways to win. They've found a way to close it out against the Panthers. They find a way to beat the Chicago Bears in overtime. Now they face a very dangerous Seattle team that absolutely handled business against the 49ers. They do have to do this in Seattle against the 12th man. I just don't know. I don't know, Abe. What are you feeling with this?
I'm feeling that Darnold has a lot of heat underneath his belt, and I think he's going to take that belt to the Rams. That's my feeling. I think Stafford has all those veteran wide receivers. I mean, what he has a Super Bowl ring as well.
Sean
He's
McVay
also
can't
very
count him out.
veteran quarterback, phenomenal. I mean, very smart, knows his stuff. But I think that it's going to come down to who wants it the most, and I think it's going to be Darnold. I think it's going to be the Seahawks defense. They're going to be like no other.
They've been hot. They've been
Yeah,
real
I
hot.
think they're going to keep that going.
I mean, I think they've given up a total of 9 points in the last two games, since there was basically 49ers twice, and the 49ers scored a total of like 9 points in those games. So their defense is it's firing on all cylinders right now, and they have beat the Rams before. Right, the previous matchup, yep, went to the Seahawks, very close one, 38-37 in December. So these teams know each other well. They've already played twice. I think the Rams did win one, so it's a 1-1 series right now. And they head into this third game. But I'm with you. I think the 12th man might be enough to push Seattle into their next Super Bowl. They haven't been back since Russell Wilson threw that infamous interception against the Patriots, and now's their chance to get back to the Super Bowl, get back to winning. I think they get the done here against the Rams. I'm with you. And that would sort it. It would be the Seattle Seahawks taking on the New England Patriots. It would be the rematch of the last time Seattle was there. So it's kind of crazy that if that's the way it all works out. But that's what Sports by Copy predicts will happen. Super Bowl rematch. This time the New England doesn't have Brady. This time the Seattle doesn't have Russell Wilson. How will it transpire? We'll have to find out as the Seahawks are built to run, and Kenneth Walker's getting hot at the right time. I do think he gets it done. The Rams have a very strong chance with this, though. Kerry Williams has been playing fantastic. Puka Nacua, of course, is having a phenomenal season. And Devontae Adams really showing up in the playoffs here. He wants a Super Bowl ring. He hasn't had a chance to get to the Super Bowl himself, so you know he's chomping at the bit to get that done. He's got his work cut out for him. And, of course, on the other side, Jackson Smith and Jigba, certainly no write-off. Led the league in receiving yards. Two of the very best wide receivers of the whole NFL going up against each other. But I just think the Seattle defense has been showing up strong, even though Rams defense is certainly no pushover. But yeah, we're both going for the Seahawks on this one, right, Abe?
Correct.
That's how we're rolling for this Sports by Copy and fans. It's gonna be close. We got some good games on the slate. Make sure you're tuning in. Make sure you're watching. We only have 3 NFL games left. But don't fear not, fans, because after that, the UFL will be kicking off in March. You may have seen the schedule released today. March, I believe, 13th will be the first action of the UFL. MLR will be kicking off as well. Sports by Copy will be here for all of it to help you find fans, know what's happening, cover all the sport for you. We're excited. You should be excited. Football's at its finest when the winter's coldest, huh?
Agreed. Hey, we saw a snow game in Chicago.
True. And the Rams came in with their LA good weather and won that. So Sean McVay is not to be underestimated. We'll have to see how all this transpires. We've said what we feel about it all. Honest, Abe, do you have anything to say to the Sports by Copy and fans, the nation at large, as we head out of this pod?
Get your picks in. Take a loan out from the bank if you have to. Go all out. It's going to be Seahawks and Patriots, the rematch.
We love to see it. We'll be back. We love it, Sports by Copy and fans. Thank you for liking and supporting the program. Thank you to Honest Abe for coming on after a brutal day at work, but he survived and made it onto the pod, and we love to have him on. All right, folks, we're out of here. Sports by Copy and out.